Ladies and gentlemen, now this morning our glorious overlords over at Netmarble have confirmed a few things that are going to be arriving with the Global Tuesday patch. So we've got the release of Mark II Valenti and Red Eastin. Both are really good characters. However, in my opinion, neither of them are must-summon characters that are absolutely like top meta essential. I think Mark II Valenti has a very hard time dealing with Sariel, Rem, the one Escanor, Lost Fame Meliodas, and there's a lot of characters, man, that, yeah, just absolutely destroy her very quickly. So if you're a massive whale, you know, you want to buy all the cosmetics, build a UR set for her. Again, she can work out alright, but, I think for like most players, man, Mark II and Valenti and Red Eastin is going to be a skip banner and one that isn't really worth summoning on for a lot of people, unless you're like massive simping for the characters, man. And also, if the rates are the same as they were on the Japanese and Korean version, this banner was terrible, man. It was a really bad time. I actually like forgot like how bad this banner was until I looked it up this morning, because both of the new debut characters had a 0.25% drop rate. And then you had the guaranteed selector at 600 gems. So yeah, pretty much to get the character you wanted, you need to go 600 gems on this banner. It was very unlikely you were going to pull one of them. So yeah, this banner is really not too good. It also did have blue mono in, but now that Final Boss Escanor is going to be going away with this patch, and in all fairness, man, blue mono was really good for Final Boss Escanor, but she wasn't like the top scoring option out there. So yeah, like not an absolutely essential character. So I would recommend, unless you want to spend the money on this banner or you're big whaling, it's kind of an opportunity for free to play just to skip this banner, don't summon on it, and save for future better units, because there's a lot of interesting characters coming out. Again, you might want to summon on the ReZero collab. There's also talk of a Stranger Things collab as well, and we got future demon units such as Chandler, festival units as well. Again, there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming, so just important to keep in mind there. But being a massive whale on my whale account, we're going to try and, I don't know if we're going to try and 6-6 both, dude. If the rates are like this, man, I might not even, like, bother going more than, like, 1.2k, 1.8k gems, because, yeah, 0.25 to 6-6 both, dude, it's going to be, like, a ridiculous amount we'll have to spend on this banner. So, yeah, in a way, I'm not, like, super fussed about this one, even on my whale account, but I'm looking forward to picking up, like, at least 1 or 2 copies of, like, Eastin and Mark II Valenti, because Mark II Valenti, she is very fun to play, and also does get a pretty decent benefit from the 5-star Super Awakening, so, yeah, actually gets a really nice increase to her overall combat class, but overall, again, I think she's a skippable character. I think there are a lot of units, especially Rem as well, because like she's got very high crit resistance, but the thing is, for Rem, you don't even need to crit, dude. But it's also a similar situation with like the one Escanor and Sariel. Again, there's a lot of units that just absolutely destroy her, and I think like Lolly Merlin's pretty good as well against Mark II Valenti. So yeah, I think she's a character that was fun for a while on JP, but I think in the release schedule of Global is going to become dated much quicker. So yeah, it's up to you in your own judgment whether or not you want to summon on this banner. I think there's a really good chance that both of these characters are going to be back on multiple original character banners in the future. And again, if the rates are the same, it's not like you're already missing out on anything. But hopefully they're going to be 0.5 for Global, man. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what they do. I have very low expectations. But also good news, if you are sick of Final Boss Escanor and difficult final bosses, the final boss trio of Hauser, Griamore, and Gilthunder is going to be coming to Global, and this is a very easy final boss, man. This final boss and final boss Jericho and Gila literally are final bosses that feel like they were made in like 10 minutes. Like, there's nothing really that special, no interesting abilities or mechanics, there's no original costumes, and literally for the final boss skins, they just use outfits that are already in the game, man. They didn't even make like, you know, new unique outfits or anything like that. So yeah, these bosses were so incredibly lazy in terms of their design, but the good news is, again, they're easy. They still have the gems as the reward as well, so it's just like a nice stack of more gems for like the ReZero collab or the Lolly Merlin banner or whatever you you're saving up for in the future. So having like triple final bosses back to back is really, really nice for global, man. I certainly can appreciate that in terms of the gems. And I think after Final Boss Escanor, again, people will be very happy to have a break on a very easy final boss. So yeah, this one is just stupidly easy to farm and deal with, man. I actually didn't do a video on it, but I know Speedy did on his channel, so mad love to the boy. But you can see here on the first phase, man, there's like nothing super special for the most part. I think, what is it? That's like the green counter houser there, and Gil Thunder just uses stance for the most part. I think that's like red Gil Thunder in the first phase, despite actually being the what is it, green version there. So yeah, you can see the damage, like, it is fairly laughable in comparison to Final Boss Escanor, and I forgot exactly what the top tactic was. I think it was something revolving around like Matrona and characters that cancel stances with their AoE abilities to kind of maximize the points. But again, I need to do a little bit of research and look up some more videos before this boss does come. But also on top of that, in terms of rewards, we're also going to be getting Tower of Disaster as well. So they confirmed this at the start of the month in the developer notes. So we pretty much knew since the start of this month that, you know, Mark II Valenti and Red Eastin would be coming to global. But yeah, Tower of Disaster is pretty nice. It's going to be even nicer if, like, in a week's time as well, they have Season 5 of the regular Tower of Trials on global, which they should do, because again, there's going to be so many rewards between Final Boss, the return of Tower, hopefully Tower of Trials Season 5 the week after, and also there's going to be the return of the Disaster events. I think this one had some free gems in some stages, but was a little bit watered down in comparison to the previous Disaster event, because yeah, this one was a little bit different, because you had like all 3 of the bosses that you could go and fight, but I forgot exactly like how this one worked. However, there's going to be this really annoying like Mark II Valenti raid boss, man, and yeah, just a little bit of a pain. However, Sariel is really, really good for this fight. I think you can get away with using Derriere as well, but yeah, I did like a one team solo with it, because again, you are meant to have like a partner and use an additional player, but if one of you has like a decently stacked up Sariel and you can what is it? Just buff him up a fair bit. I actually forgot if you can use buffs on this fight or not, but I think there are some ways to increase his damage. I'll like put together like a full guide as soon as this boss does come out. But yeah, this one's a little bit annoying. Just like set expectation. I found this one to be a fair bit more difficult in comparison to Camilla and also Lilia. But again, if you do have Sariel, man, I think you're absolutely laughing when it comes to this boss, because he's a little bit of a cheat code for that. Also, a couple of additional stuff. So from the Japanese files, it looks like even more information was loaded up yesterday regarding the Stranger Things collaboration. So this could be coming. They might potentially do it a little bit earlier on global, because apparently some of the stuff has been in the global files for a month and a bit now. So again, it kind of does look like the Stranger Things collab is real and happening. It looks like the 4 characters are going to be Mike, Will, Jim, 11, and the boss is going to be the Mind Flayer, because he's got all these skills here. And from the Beetlejuice or Pietro guy's boss, again, I'm terrible at saying his name, this boss looks amazing, dude. He is so cool looking on the Japanese and Korean version. But yeah, he's got like so many skills and abilities. So it looks like the Mind Flayer is going to be the boss for the Stranger Things collab. I think there is a chance as well that in 2 weeks' time, again, we on Global could get the Stranger Things collab, like 2 weeks after the release of Mark II Valenti and Eastin, and then maybe after that we get ReZero, and then it's like the opposite way round on the Japanese and Korean version. If they have the you know, the ReZero collab currently, and then they get the Stranger Things collab. So I'm not too sure if they're gonna want to mix it up, because sometimes we have got stuff first on global. I mean, it's been very rare in the case of Hawk and Oslo. But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens. I don't think like that many people are that excited about Stranger Things, but also I think from the the King of Fighters collab. I've kind of, I've got a bit of an open mind to these collaborations, you know? I just want to see how they play out, see, you know, what they do with the story, the characters, the boss fight as well, the rewards. So yeah, I'm not completely against it, but I do think it is a little bit out of place, you know? I'm interested to see kind of how they fit it into the story. I think ReZero and, you know, everything that they've done with that collaboration fits in so well with Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross. But yeah, Stranger Things is very very weird. So yeah, I'm curious to see what happens there. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on this brand new update coming to Global next Tuesday. Are you going to be summoning on Mark II Valenti or Red Eastin, or are you saving for a banner? And if so, which banner are you saving for? And also, let me know your thoughts on the Stranger Things collab. What were you all thinking about Mike and Will and Jim and 11 coming to the game? I'm actually really excited for a Mind Flayer boss, dude. But like, yeah, the playable characters, I'm just not too sure how they're gonna like look and feel in this game. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see at the same time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's breakdown, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.
You are not subscribed to the whale sin of spending? Who decided that? Subscribe now, or enjoy the bitter taste of regret.